Hello and welcome to another episode of Sarah's Stage and Screen Scene, and I am going to be doing the next episode of And Just Like That. So, Series 2, Episode 9, and it's not fair. Shay Diaz has kittens in this episode, and I don't like her. How can I give a sarcastic, hate-filled, bad review of something when there are little teeny tiny kittens that I am just going to melt over? But still, I give it my best shot. So I'm not going to do it a recap scene by scene because I've only watched it once. In order for me to do a full recap, I have to watch it more than once and remember everything, and I will with all things, but I just can't do it with this show. I can only watch it once only, and then I'm pretty much done. Okay, so I will speak about what I remember and the general basis of the plot. So we have Carrie and Aiden again. They are still all loved up. They're in Shay's apartment, and Aiden is making friends with the doorman, and Carrie tells him that that is quite dangerous because they are supposed to be lying low, and otherwise they'll get kicked out. And then Aiden, okay, he does look good. He's what, 50s, approaching 60s. He starts walking around in these little tiny whiteys. And yeah, his body's good, but I couldn't take my eyes off the whiteys. I don't understand why. What was the point? What was the point of the tiny whiteys? And it just looked hilarious. And yeah, that's it. So they do eventually get an eviction notice, and Carrie does suggest maybe they go back to their apartment, and Aiden's like, no, that's a great big no. So yeah, everything's wonderful in this relationship, except obviously he's not forgotten everything, otherwise he will be able to face that apartment. So Carrie decides that she's going to look for their own apartment to fit Aiden and his boys. And then he does speak to one of his boys, Wyatt, who doesn't seem to like Carrie or doesn't seem to like anyone. I don't know what it is about this show. Why do they make all of the teenagers absolute arseholes? Really, there are some nice teenagers in the world, so yeah, they just have to make them all completely insufferable. So Charlotte is... what's Charlotte up to? So her and Harry are preparing... well, we'll go to Miranda. So Miranda is not happy that Brady is working in Scout, Steve's bar. He's doing double shifts, he's working hard, and she's quite snobby towards this, and she's like, I don't want his biggest achievement to be how to make the best crinkle French fry or something like that. I mean, I know she's career driven and everything, but you know, at least he's working, at least he's doing something. He's working in his dad's own business. He could take over that business. It's nothing to be scoffed at. So she seeks out Charlotte and asks her to ask Lily to go and visit him, and Lily is very driven, so hopes that will rub off on him. And that's not the only thing that rubbed off on him, because the next day Miranda bumps into Lily leaving Brady's bedroom just with a shirt on and nothing else. So she informs Charlotte that she thinks they might have hooked up. So there's a whole big plot about did they or didn't they, and what's that going to be like for them. Charlotte's worried what would Miranda be like as a mother-in-law. Could she be awful? Would she be good? And then there's also a bit of a subplot with Harry and Charlotte organising an event for I totally forgot LTW's husband's name. Totally forgotten it because I don't really care about the new characters, to be fair. They organise an event for him, and Harry's is divorce lawyer, and I've just not seen him do one bit of work in this whole, and just like that series 1 or series 2, and they're organising it, and Lisa is constantly falling asleep. Then just as he's about to go and give a speech, she's running late because she's fell asleep, and she hits him with the bomb that she is pregnant. I don't know how old she is meant to be, but she is pregnant now, and she tells him just before he's about to give a speech. So I'll be interested to see how that one comes about. I would have preferred them to. She's fallen asleep everywhere. I've been there. I know that. It would have been nice if she'd have had some kind of fatigue disorder, you know, some kind of chronic illness. But no, she's pregnant. So yeah, there's a scene where Miranda is phoning Charlotte, and she's going into her internship. Miranda is, and Charlotte's in work now. She's just got this new job, and she's just walking around, walking on her phone. She's a great new employee to have, isn't she? I don't think they get any work done, do they, these girls? So this whole event as well for LTW's husbands, they spend the whole time trying to follow Lily and Brady to see if they're hooking up. Then in the meantime, Anthony and Giuseppe have been getting to know each other, and Anthony won't sleep with him because he is convinced he's just after a green card, because he can't understand why he would be interested in him. But Giuseppe says he's got dual citizenship, so his mum's born in Buffalo, and so they, like, Miranda and Charlotte barge into a room, and me and Giuseppe is it? They get in on just behind the door, so that's a little amusing thing. And back to Carrie, she's looking for an apartment. She asks Seema to find her one. She finds this gorgeous, like, 3 or 4 bedroom apartment. Now, I like Miranda's outfit in this part. It's very similar to what she was wearing in Sex and the City. Now, I saw these outfits trending, that people loved them. I can't say I agree. Charlotte's sleeves on her dress look like in the 80s when I was a kid, we'd have these little puffy skirts, and it looked like she'd just cut 2 off and put them on her shoulders, and that was her dress. And then later, when Carrie meets Aiden's ex-wife, she is dressed in one of these puffy shirts, all in green with a green leather jacket. I don't know. So speaking of that scene, she goes to meet her. Who the actress who plays her is married to Ron Livingstone, who played Jack Berger. So she's married to him in real life. Basically, she asks Carrie not to talk about her boys in any of her writing, because she does draw from her real life. Writers do, we all do. And she agrees to, and then she just says that she cannot hurt Aiden again. So she's quite involved for an ex-wife. I don't think anyone would really appreciate that, you know, having lunch with the ex, and the ex, you know, telling the current exactly what to do, even though Carrie is also his ex. What else happens? So Naya is just out there having all sorts of meaningless sex, made up that she can go on the phone without pretending not to be. Naya's character's just not really got anything to do, has she? She's, I mean, I'm not, all the new characters, Seema, Naya, LTW, they could be really, really good characters, but I don't care about them. There's too many characters. They've just been thrown in as tokenism. It's not authentic. They can't keep up with the storyline, so they're not really getting decent storylines. They're just there. Then eventually Naya goes scrolling on Instagram and sees her ex-husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, as his new girlfriend is now pregnant. And that really throws her, so she asks the fella to leave, and then she's not okay, as it seems that she was. Husbands is played by the same actor who plays Shy Baldwin in The Marvellous Mrs. Maisel, which I will be reviewing, which I am looking forward to reviewing. It's going to be completely different to the And Just Like That reviews. So there was something else. There was something in this that made me cringe. Oh, Seema showing this Marvel director who gets Aiden very, very excited because he watches the films with his boys. She's showing him apartments and he can't find one that suits him. And basically, he's just saying no to them so he can spend more time with her. So he there's a whole cheesy scene where they sleep together in that apartment. It's like as if she's worked all that time, never bowed down to men, and she's just suddenly, sleeping with one in the middle of her work. I know that's what Sex and the City was about. That's what Samantha would have done, but I don't care how hard they're trying. Seema is not Samantha. I know a lot of people are loving Seema, but I'm just not really caring about any of the new characters at all, whatsoever. And like I said last time, it is getting better. I do like sort of enjoy them a bit more, whereas I used to just be absolutely screaming at the telly, or I'd be cringing, hiding behind my pillow, like a horror film. But they, they're still not great. I did like the combination of Miranda and Charlotte together as a little comedy duet. That was quite nice to see. I think Che and Miranda are much better apart, and I think the writers have been deliberately sort of doing that since everybody just hated the relationship. Oh, then and Che's storyline, right? I can't stand Che. This is so unfair. They basically, she's in the vets and someone, with a little box of little baby kittens. And then, oh, I can't cope. I might just watch that scene again just for the kittens. And then the person who's delivered them is flirting with Che, and Che is also flirting with them, and they exchange numbers. So I don't know whether Che will, be moving on to somebody else. Che was quite open when it came to sex and relationships, so you don't know what they're gonna do. So I know next week in the trailer for next week it does show Miranda going to Che's comedy concert, as they used to say in the first series, which did amuse me. I do hope they don't get back together. I said regarding Che, they are getting a bit more likeable, but it's getting too forced. But puppies, kittens, vets, yeah, I know exactly what you're doing, Michael Patrick King. And then there's a scene a bit later where Carrie goes into her apartment and just a little tiny kitten just runs out. And the old Carrie would have not been a bit amused. She wasn't an animal person, but she does pick it up and cuddle it. And it's just the cutest little kitten. So cute. And then Che's like, yeah, I was gonna boot you and Aiden out. So, and that's where it ends, with Carrie bumping into her neighbour from downstairs. And she says, I take issue with this. She says the gay guys who I was subletting my apartment from. Why does she have to say the gay guys? Why can't you just say the guys or the people? Does it matter? If it was a straight couple, you wouldn't go, oh, the straight couple that I was subletting this from. What does it matter? It's just the people who she's subletting it from. Well, anyway, they're coming home and she's getting kicked out, and she says to Carrie, who want to move away from here, and then Carrie's like, well, I would, and that she's gonna, and then she rings and tells Seema she wants the apartment, so she's gonna sell hers. It's leading like she's possibly gonna sublet it to, I forgot her name again, and I don't really care what her name is, to her. But I was thinking, Miranda is staying with Naya, and Miranda could not get to the bathroom because Naya was having just explosive sex with some random guy, and that's the only access to the bathroom. I know Miranda has took a break in her legal career to go back to study, and now she's doing an internship. But Miranda was one of the richest. They were all rich except for Carrie and in Sex and the City, but now Carrie's rich as well. Why is she like couch surfing to different people? Surely she could just afford a little apartment to herself, because that was a whole big episode where she was walking around buying a whole apartment, and people were like, "Oh, is your partner paying for this?" She's like, "No, just me." "Is down payments coming from your father?" "No, just me." The whole big thing of she was this independent, capable woman who could afford her own apartment, and now she can't. But really, Carrie should be giving her apartment to Miranda, since remember when Miranda offered to loan or give her the money for her apartment in that episode when she had to go to Samantha. But well, that's where we are with them just like that. There's probably loads I forgot, but I just don't care, and I just can't go back and watch it again, even if it is getting better. So I've got a few. I've got a classic movie coming up tomorrow, Classic Movie Sunday. It's a fun one, but it also has some issues. And then next week I'm hoping to do some theatre reviews and more TV reviews, and I am still hoping to get out to see Oppenheimer and Barbie. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll like and subscribe, and share on social media if you would, and everywhere, and ask people to follow, because it's just brand new and I'm building up. Thank you. Bye.